you trying to get crazy with this scene? Don't you know I'm loco?
I'm so much like my dad. I'm so blessed, man. Like these. I mean, just to have a lineage that goes back to the pike and tattooing and all these great. I'm humbled, you know. Like one of my best friends is Freddie Negretti. I love that guy, man.
What's happening, everybody? This is Bobby Tribal, and once again, it's time for that Lower Left podcast. Today, it's kind of almost like a part two, I guess, of the Louie Perez the second from Los Lobos and Louie Perez the third, el tercero, his son. Because we were originally going into this podcast, we were not sure how to handle it because Louie the third has an amazing story himself as being, you know, a true talent, a talented artist, and just his career and what he's done and where he's worked and what he's, you know, with his music, the different bands that he's played in, that he plays in now, his tattoo career, and growing up as a lobito. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So, and we're real honored to still have his jefito in the room. Oh. So El Lobo.
So, now you get to moderate. That's wild,
so
right?
Louie, his dad is gonna chime in now and then and help the way Louie did with the.
Yeah, you got the deep cuts too.
Yeah, you might miss a couple sins.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, this is weird. It's like the sun's going down. The fucking podcast is gonna get dark as fuck.
Yep.
This is where that real R-rated shit happens. Really.
We were just talking about dark places.
Oh, yeah, man.
But man. Thanks for doing this other version, because Johnny and I were both, and Johnny had to step out, so I'm gonna be handling this.
Thanks for writing it out for a second part, dude, man. I was ready to stop and just say, whatever.
No, man.
I was
thinking about this morning, and I was like, man, there's not gonna. I want to really, you know, get both. Did that camera move?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really nice shot of that keyboard.
Yeah, that's cool. Whatever.
Yeah, I did.
That's cool.
Okay, we're back. Okay, should I start over?
Nah, whatever.
No? Right.
Well, you got this. Oh, wait. Is this one?
Yeah, that one's
Oh, you're good then.
Yeah.
Now, why did it fall, though?
I don't know, dude.
Apriétalo. That's what she said.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so I think that's good. Watch it, make sure it doesn't do the keyboard shot.
No, I'll look at it every now and then.
Okay, so the camera angle got messed up, and as you people that are have been listening to the podcast for the last, I think we've done 33 something episodes already.
Really?
Yeah, so
I listened to a couple of them. They're great.
Thanks, man.
You're excellent.
We have a good time with it, and a lot of really cool people come through. But yeah, man. So we got the Louies, right? So how does that work when, like, Bobo is Bobo, my son Bobo, so we're not Bobby, but how does that work?
We get called for dinner?
It was great when he accidentally got a publishing statement sent to me. I was a young kid and I cash it.
Oh, my credit card.
Oh, so you could do that.
No, I never fucked with your credit card, but I remember accidentally cashing a check for your publishing thinking it was like the tax man actually sent it to me.
Oh, I remember.
I remember Mom going, I need that. And I was like, fuck, I bought an ounce of weed with that. Yeah. And I had to go back and get the money. It was pretty crazy.
The tax return?
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, oh shit, I can sell some weed with that. I was like, fuck, dude, now am I gonna get his money?
And how he figured it out?
I figured out. I had to go squeeze the dude that fronted. Oh, dude, it was a longer story, but whatever. Me and a dude leaned on a guy for it.
But anyway, the more benign answer to this is that he goes by Louis around the house, and I was
I remember
But
that.
everyone calls me Louie.
Yeah,
whenever-
whenever comes to Louis now. I still call him Louis.
If anyone calls me Louis besides that, I'm like, who are you fronting, dude? You trying to be like my parents?
Come to think of it, I do remember you calling him Louis when we talk on the phone,
Yeah.
and he calls you Louis.
It was differentiation.
But when I was
that's
walking
all
you
it was.
around the shop, I was like, oh, this is the Louis or Louis and Louis.
Yeah, I'm always Louie.
Louis.
All my friends, anyone's ever known me calls me Louie, except them and maybe like David, my cousin David.
Well,
call
and
me
your
Louis.
brothers.
And my brothers, yeah.
They call you Louis.
Yeah.
I was Chiquito Louis when I was growing up.
Well, yeah, but now that
I'm junior.
now that you're grown, you're regular Louis.
Yeah.
I'm still 5'6", so I'm still a bit Chiquito Louis.
Yeah.
I became Luisito actually to our Mexican national sound guy. He
Luisito.
calls me Luisito.
There's a homie of mine, Zodak, he's a legendary
I remember
graffiti
him,
guy
yeah.
from San Diego. We call him Luito.
Luito, you know that I got some of that too. I had my mom went to go see Miguel Laces Mejia at the $1 Million Theater downtown, and took me and my sister along. She went back to get autographs, photographs, and he wrote my name para Louis, Lui, because he couldn't figure out what Louis was spelled.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Useless trivia, but here we turn it back over to Bobby and Louis the Third.
Yeah, so never useless. So I guess the obvious question, you know, you grew up around some of the greatest, like, probably one of the greatest groups of musicians that are from Southern California, with the career, like we said on the last episode, that spans almost 50 years, and you know, having toured with them and growing up around the music and just everything that was Los Lobos. I guess the corny real question is, what was that like?
What the fuck was it like?
How is that like? You know, like, that's the question. I guess it's kind of a cliche type
I
question.
get it. And
but have you got that question before?
I have. I don't tire from it. I've just figured out easier ways to say it.
Yeah.
You know, to summarize the previous podcast to anybody that didn't hear it, you know, it was like it was hard to, you know, having a kind of like semi-normal mom who had, you know, the upbringing of, you know, people who work 9 to 5s, very blue collar American workers who married, you know, the Hispanic Chicano American dude that, you know, had a very unconventional career,
To say the least.
to say the least, and then to have a very unconventional family, because prior to us having, you know, him having a record deal, we lived very, very modestly would be a nice way to say it without
You
embarrassing.
remember those times?
Bro, up until we're like 11 or 12 or 13, those are formative years of your
How old
life.
were you in A Time to Dance?
9, 10? When did I punch all those kids for not playing your record in Catholic school? One of the many. I also toured a lot of Catholic schools. I didn't stay in them very long.
And what was the problem?
I got kicked out of a lot of schools.
Yeah.
Mainly I was asked not to return, much like he was from Bosco Tech in San Gabriel. And it was weird because it was when my grades were their highest. I was just a bad influence. Fredo graduated, but I got kicked out.
Shout out Fredo.
Yeah, I got kicked out.
Fredo
But
Ortiz.
you know, I didn't have normal role models, so I was kind of always ostracized by kids until my dad became successful. But by the time La Bamba happened, I was already like in 6th grade, shit like that. I was already who I was.
And A Time to Dance changed the lifestyle. I'd
No,
imagine,
not
right?
really.
No?
I mean, it did. No, not really, dude. La
That-
Bamba changed the lifestyle. Like
Really?
they weren't. Yeah, dude. They weren't like. They
But
were,
you guys started touring behind And A Time to Dance,
Oh,
right?
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
but
the first time we ever went on the road.
Yeah, but we weren't. Yeah, but tour. You know what touring goes. What does that
Yeah.
mean, dude?
Well, it just depends, I
yeah,
guess.
they
you
were.
know?
They were still below.
They were
working.
creating expenses while on tour too, probably back then
Well,
too. Like,
they were maybe paying the rent, but they were below working class still.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, La Bamba is what really put them on the map. But by then, dude, I'd already decided, fingers in the air, you know, fuck you and the rest of the world,
Well, to
you
put
know.
it in perspective, when we won that first Grammy, we were on the road, and we got a call from our publicist. We were in a cheap motel room, all of us sleeping in one room with the mattress and the box spring separate, so we had someplace to lay down.
Yeah.
And we had just won a Grammy. So notoriety doesn't always mean
Wow.
that you can pay.
Yeah. So we were like, I hate to say,
what city was that?
I was in New Orleans.
and we were still living. No, we were in Montebello by then. We weren't in East LA.
Oh no, when New Orleans when we won the Grammy.
But we were right on the border. We were living in Montebello at the time, East LA.
It's outside East LA.
Mm-hmm.
We did the Chicano pilgrimage to the Chicano Beverly Hills, which was Whittier.
Yeah.
You know, we went from East LA, Monterey Park, Montebello, Whittier. We've arrived. Woo!
Yeah.
You know, and
That's the pad I went to, and I think what was I went for some festivity. Wasn't a graduation? Might have just been a party.
Oh yeah, it was one of my graduation parties.
Was
my
it your graduation?
That was a different house. That was my grandma's house.
No,
in Whittier.
it was a bigger pad.
In Whittier?
Was that Whittier?
No.
The pad
No, that
before-
was Yorba Linda.
Yeah.
Oh, the big
Yeah,
pad.
That was nice.
The big pad.
The MTV, the Crips.
The bank took that one.
Yeah.
No.
Nah.
Just kidding.
That was Yorba Linda. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the big pad.
That was the big pad.
Yeah. So yeah, all right. Well, so
then
there's that.
where'd it go?
So where did it go? It went to, fighting identity, because obviously, when they were very in the public eye, anything I did was overshadowed. I mean, look at it. It's like, oh, how
But
cute.
you know what it
Little
was
Louie's
too?
got a band.
Louie's always been that dude where he's not gonna say who his dad is,
No,
or
sure not.
who
No.
he's related to, and even with the people in the people that you work with now, or people that you've tattooed, because we both know you've tattooed some huge celebrities and stuff,
Yeah.
and you're that dude that doesn't talk about it because maybe you've been around celebrity your whole life and you know that it's just
I never tagged him on Instagram and got 1 million followers. Darn shucks. I should have.
Yeah.
I should have, like some people I know.
Mm-hmm.
And no power to it. Some are a little late and they're probably green with envy, and some of them are just living the high life. And I'm just that dude. I'm just the street. I came up as a street shop tattooer. I learned as a street shop tattooer. And now I own a street shop, and I still, if
I'm a
not,
tattooer.
and if I'm not doing an appointment, I'll take a fucking person coming in off the street that wants a stupid fucking little heart on their wrist, and I'll put just as much attention into that as I did the next thing. I would love to say that I'm like the dude. Oh man, I've got my private studio, and I just do appointments, and this week it's going to be sick. But I'm just probably somewhere between my mom's personality and my dad's personality. I'm a fucking working class tattooer, but I'm an artist. I can't lie and say I didn't know who I was. I'm very fortunate. You said in the last podcast, you said these dudes are genuine dudes, and one of the greatest gifts I ever got from being around my uncles, my tios, and my dad is that these dudes were so genuine that, like, at 11 years old, I kind of stopped like changing styles. From 11 years old on, I drew skulls, rode skateboards, and played guitar. I am either extremely talented or the most immature motherfucker you've ever met.
Same shit you do today.
Dude, I'm practically dressed the same. I got a little drip.
Yeah.
I got a little drip, but I'm, fucking tats and skulls and punk music. I always knew who I was. My identity didn't change much. Which, I know a lot of people even I worked with 4 feet away that I'm a biker this week. I'm a chiller this week. No, I'm this week, the hipster shit.
Yeah.
And I was just kind of like, I'm just that fucking kid who played punk music and drew skulls, and I get to do it now.
That's the beauty
Pay
of
my
it.
bill.
I tell my wife that too. I go, I'm that same dude that you married. I go, I'm into lowriders, into music, and just wearing Levi's and Chucks and Pendletons and T-shirts, and I'm into this. I'm that same dude. There's just a little bit older, but I'm basically that same dude, and that's important, I think. So musically, so where do we start with you? Because I know that your artistic talents are spread between graphic, because you're also a painter. You went to art school.
I did.
You're obviously a professional tattooer. The run that you've had tattooing is pretty badass. And then as a musician,
Which predated tattooing, ironically.
Okay,
yeah.
so the music came first. So let's start with that.
Well, so the drawing came first, technically. Okay, so what's weird is I can remember as far back as almost like as long as I can remember, like have a memory I can remember drawing. So I guess 3 years old I started drawing, and I remember my grandma Lupe saying at the house in East LA that I would draw on the back of old Los Lobos flyers. And she kept them. I don't know who knows.
Oh,
but remember,
wow.
I still have a lot of that stuff.
so we used to draw on the back of them. So as far back as I can remember, I drew. And I would never forgot that I drew, right? So I kept holding on to it, and then I'd have these flashbacks. And then when I was going to Catholic school in Montebello, Marian school. I remember one of the first influences I had to drawing. We were living in an apartment, like on Via Paseo. We had this apartment. We lived in a little apartment, and my grandma would come stay because when my mom was going to school and he was gone, you know, somebody had to watch me. Some shit like that, right?
Somebody was forced to watch me.
And I remember my grandma or somebody, we like, it was like right when cable started, and it was like a little like dial on top of the TV. And my grandma made sure like there was a Disney Channel, and we watched it, right? And then there was a thing where you could submit a drawing, right? So, yeah. So I drew, the first thing I learned how to draw was Mickey Mouse. And she submitted it, and it was on TV.
What?
I swear to God, and I can't remember. This is the shit with artwork. So the minute I started drawing, I started to feel like an accolade. And this is kind of like a pattern in my life, right? That like, it was like immediate, like even now, like I do the tattoo, I get the peanut. The monkey gets the peanut for the trick.
Right.
You know? So it was like, that was always what I did my whole life. So I saw my shit on TV, and my grandma was like, "You're on TV." I was like, whoa. And I was like, dude, I don't even know how old I was. What was I, like 7, 6?
For drawing Mickey Mouse.
For drawing Mickey Mouse, and it was on TV. It was just like a little montage they would do of submissions. Who knows? This is when Disney
it
Channel
also
was.
helped that your grandmother made a huge fucking deal over it.
My grandma was the shit. My grandma, like,
God.
I would say there was 3 or 4 people in my life that pushed art. Like not that my dad was always very like, but there were people that were like very instrumental in me like convincing myself that I could do it. You know what I mean? She was one of them. And then I remember after I was, like I said, I was asked to no longer return to this particular Catholic school
So
in
you guys
San
have,
Gabriel
you
Valley.
and your pops have that in common.
Yeah.
Getting kicked out of Catholic school.
I was,
that's
I'd
cool.
already had Los Villains with all the Lobo kids, and we were
We
fucking.
have precious things too that we share.
yeah.
Not just that.
Oh yeah. There's other great stories in between there, between him drinking and him being the painting drinker, and me hanging out with
nice.
him.
Oh,
Just
Where are those paintings?
not trying any of that beer or anything like that. I swear.
Yeah.
And then me just becoming this kid that like because of him, how we bonded when he was home. You know, like I said, some dads went away, came back at 5 o'clock. My dad came back in 5 weeks with a suitcase. You know. So we would bond over art and Star Wars and whatever the fuck, you know.
Oh, you're a big Star Wars nerd.
Yeah, and he would let me stay up way too late, and that's why my whole fucking circadian rhythm's thrown off like his, you know, which was like, as a perfect vampire for Hollywood, you know. Yeah. And fast forward, you know, I got into this whole, like, playing punk music when he really didn't want me to play in bands. And, you know, I met these kids in Catholic school, and then, you know, all of us, the Hidalgo brothers, and we started the Villains, like, as kids.
Did they go to school with you?
Well,
they were family.
And then David kind of was real young, so then I met Fredo, and then me and Fredo started playing in the Villains. And then when Dave and Vincent became of age, they jumped in the band, and then we just became like a gang. Like, not like a bad gang, but we were...
Yeah.
I mean, people don't realize how far back me and Bobby go, but there was drinking... passing out, falling out of his car.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy shit.
Yeah.
Crazy shit.
Are we going to talk?
We'll go there. You don't care, dude. He's already talking about how he's only got 15 years left of his life. He wants to hear it before it goes.
Dude, I forgot about that.
Dude, we did all kinds
of... You fell out of my truck.
Tony reminds me of all this shit. You know, like, you remember, all this shit was a blackout to me.
Oh,
I was a fucking... We were all lunatics, all right, for starters. Fast forward,
and he was a camp counselor among this bunch of boys.
Yeah, and here's the other thing: of all the Lobo kids, I was the wild one at the time. I was the crazy, and I was a lunatic.
And he was charming as fuck too.
Oh,
that was the thing.
I
remember being sitting at home, sitting in the sofa. I could see out the driveway, and I'd tell Louis, and I said, Louis, I'm going to call him like I'd call him. Louis, take out the trash. And he says, okay. He walks out and back, and I look over the side. I see a neighbor's kid rolling out our trash cans.
Dale.
Hustling, man. Every
For
day
free?
I'm hustling,
Yeah.
hustling.
You can charm
Every day I'm
that
hustling.
Did you pay him?
I don't know if it's charm as much as just creating a crime ring.
If you don't want to get beat up.
Nah. It wasn't violence as much as
That's what I
persuasion.
mean.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we're always, come on.
So
we
the
found
art.
extra
So you went from art to punk rock.
So I went from art to punk rock. So kind of my
There was
like
skating. Don't
art
forget.
skating. I got into skateboarding as a kid,
Serious.
and then the punk shit happened, and then all of a sudden, I came home, and I'll leave out the proverbials, but I remember like all the kids were getting into K-rock music, and I tell my dad, hey. All these kids are listening to this kind of shit. He goes, don't listen to that garbage. And he goes in and he pulls out Black Flag, Fear, X.
Oh shit!
And I remember like, oh, X is dope. That's like really good rock and roll. And then I think, oh wow, well, Fear, that's real. And then Black Flag, and it just like just blew my brain.
So
like
your dad turned you on to the good punk rock.
The good punk rock, and then Black Flag was just like a religious experience. I was like, oh, I get it. This is everything I'm about. Fucking, I hate cops. I hate fucking authority. This is the shit. This is everything I'm about.
Good job, Dad.
Oh, my mom was pissed. My mom goes, you didn't let him listen to those records, did you? Oh, she lit him on fire, dude. But
My poor wife.
I know, my mom is a goddamn saint. I love
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
But she put up with,
Innocent Midwestern girl from Kenosha, Wisconsin.
I was also the kid, like, I don't know what was going through me, but in Catholic school I started reading Nietzsche, and like just existential literature and getting into these really intellectual arguments with my parents at like 13 years old about shit. I was just like always anti shit. I was just against shit. I just wanted to be against anything, probably from whatever.
Punk rock.
Punk rock, and I was a
skating.
scrappy kid when I was young. This nose isn't crooked for a fucking
Yeah.
I broke it. I broke it last January again, But that's another story. We'll get into that.
Yeah.
And so fast forward, we did after I was asked not to go to that school, we ended up in Orange County. I think it was just a regional thing. They wanted to get, just see how life was, how we could do things over again. I had a terrible go at it because I found out there's even tough kids in Orange County.
Hey,
Wow, surprise. Yeah. And I've told this to the late, great Steve Soto of the Adolescents, who was one of my best friends growing up. Got me my first gigs at 16 years old. We'll get to that at one point. Playing at the Doll Hut underage and all this cool shit. Anyways, I told him, I said, Steve, I found out that there's tough people in Orange County too. And before you know it, I'm in a high-speed pursuit in my parents' car trying to outrun the cops in Laguna Beach. I go to jail. All this shit.
I did that too.
I know.
I did that too.
Yeah.
I tried to outrun the police department with the Datsun 510.
Did you really?
Not a good idea.
No.
Where?
In Montebello, down Whittier Boulevard.
Yeah.
How old were you?
I was, how old was I? He was already...
He got further than I did. Let's put it that way. They caught me pretty fast. I went to jail.
Well, I ran red lights all the way down at 2 o'clock in the morning. They chased me for a while.
Yeah, I had more of a motive.
We have precious things that we have in common.
That's
I had more of a motive.
So that's two things. That's two. That can we consider those both precious?
Yeah,
oh, absolutely
all right.
precious.
Okay.
Me and
The Darling one is next.
This was more drunk blackout. We were there was some business involved in it.
Oh, okay.
We got caught. We didn't get caught for the other thing.
Yeah.
But we caught for the
driving
evading.
thing,
we got rid of everything else.
Yeah.
Well, sort of. Anyways, I'm in high school. I'm a kid that went to school in Rosemead, all boys school, in the heart of fucking San Gabriel Valley, Loma, Sangra, all that bullshit.
Yeah.
Gangsters at the time in the 90s, because the Catholic school was doing a diversion program. So our year of Bosco Tech were kids that died and got blasted in gangs and all this shit. And it was a crazy time of life. And then you put me in Laguna Beach High School. It was like heaven, dude. It was like white girls everywhere, dude. It was fucking amazing, The class everyone ditched.
Is that where you met Brian Reed?
Oh, I met all of them. I knew Jonas from LRG.
They all were from Laguna. I think Brian was in Laguna, right?
Yeah, Jonas flipped out on mushrooms once and made me take him home, and I was peaking. I was like, fuck, dude, on mushrooms, I gotta drive. I'm gonna kill you, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyways,
But, he left kicking and screaming. He didn't like it.
I was pissed.
Because he kept it. Because remember, he's an idealistic radical punk rocker.
How long did you last in that school?
I made
graduated.
it.
Oh, you
so
graduated.
what was the last year? And I remember my mom pleading and screaming, "Go to college!" And I said, "I'm not doing anything. Fuck, I'm not going to college."
I'm taking over here.
I didn't want to go to college.
I'm taking over here. Okay.
Okay.
I'm I'm controlling the narrative here at this point.
Okay.
He came over, and he already established that he was going to be moving out of the house. Okay.
Yeah.
And he came over and he says, "I think I'm going to put off college for a couple of years and concentrate on the band." And Mary looks at me from across the room and she gives me that look, and then he walks out of the room and we talk. I call him back in the room. I said, "Okay, you've already said you're going to be moving out of the house. Okay, if you go to college, I'll give you wheels, a roof over your mouth, over your head, and wheels.
Yeah.
And wheels and pay for your tuition."
Same deal I have with my kids.
Yeah. But if you don't, you can come by and do your laundry every now and then. So he walked out of the room and he came back. He says, "All right, I'll take it." And he took it. And that is absolute truth.
Yeah, but you're leaving out what happened.
Oh, you want to get into the details of it?
Oh, details. Oh my God.
Yeah.
What are details? So there was a class in high school that everyone ditched. Art school. You forgot about the whole scholarship I got, right?
Oh, no.
Okay, those are details.
Yeah.
He just wants to take credit for the tuition part. How about the part that you didn't have to hardly pay any?
Oh, so what happened in high school?
So everybody ditched art class.
Except
This is factual, correct?
Right.
So everybody ditched art class. I was a kid that went to Catholic school. So it's a one class. I was like, dude, I can draw in this class? Fuck. So all the kids are going off smoking weed, and I just start drawing. And the teacher, I never forget, he's another one of those little like dudes that pushed me. His kid got killed by a hit-and-run driver, drunk driver. Never forgot his name, Mr. Tyner. He looked at my shit and goes, "This shit's actually pretty good, dude." I go, "Okay, cool." He submits it to Pageant of the Masters, Festival of the Arts. And they sit me down and they go, "Hey, so this stuff's pretty good. If you come here to our school and you get a grade point average, we'll give you a bunch of money." I said, "A bunch of money?" And they go, "Yeah." I said, "All right, that sounds cool.
I like a bunch of money.
I like money,
especially for drawing.
So I had to maintain a certain grade point average, which is like, I was like, "Fuck, all right, dude. I'm a kid that like does drugs and like from LA. And, all right, grade point, whatever." So I just crushed it. Like first year, I was like, I had to get this certain grade point average. All right, and I got it, and I got the money. I was like, "Ooh, I like this." Second year, they bump up the grade point average, and then they bump up the money, and it's an all or nothing deal. So you got to get a certain amount of money.
Certain
grade to get the money. Yeah, straight up. So I was getting right up to meeting with that, and I won this portrait paint. The another teacher, Michael Jacques. Shout out to Michael Jacques if you're still alive. He sees his portrait painting. He submits it to Festival of the Arts or one of these things, and I win the Roy Rupp Achievement Award. I don't know what the fuck. Yeah. These motherfuckers gave me a bunch of other money, more money.
Nice.
I was like, "Oh, cool. See, this is the pattern in life, the monkey and the peanut thing, right?"
Yeah.
So I kept going. So I was like, "Hey, let's fucking run this. Let's go.
You should tattoo that on you, Louie.
Yeah.
A monkey and a peanut.
Might be somewhere.
You have a peanut down there somewhere.
Oh yeah, I think I do. So yeah, so I was like, "Oh shit, let's go." So then finally, the last year, I'm like looking to see, like, I don't remember what it was, something like $4,000 or something. I had to get a 4.0, and they'd done some hanky shit with my classes or some, the money grab. And I remember just like finally like getting the dean's no longer there, but I remember getting the dean in the room. I was like, "Dude, you find me a class, dude. I used to party with you. We're gonna have some problems if you don't find me a class." So he found me a class, and I sat down just to take the extra credits. I graduated 4.0, summa cum laude, and I gave a speech on mushrooms at my graduation with blue hair.
Valedictorian.
Really?
Yeah, man. It was like Goodwill Hunting if you were like a fucking Mexican.
You didn't pay anything? You ended up paying minimal?
No, it was minimal. It was minimal, and it was like all kinds of incentives. So it was like, yeah, let's be real. Like, shouts to Laguna Beach. Like, it was like, let's help this Hispanic kid who doesn't give a fuck about anything.
Yeah.
It was cool. And unfortunately, now I find, like, when I graduated art school, street art, as you know, because we'd already known each other by then, wasn't a thing yet. So there wasn't a place for me to exist yet as an artist. You know, I wasn't like, oh, the Juxtapose magazine was about the extent of it. And that was kind of a clique. I wasn't in that clique.
Yeah, me neither.
And you know me with cliques. I'm like, I'm not part of you, then fuck off, you know? So I graduated and I'm pumping gas at full serve at Laguna Chevron. And my teachers would come in like, well, you're throwing your life away. Oh, you know, and I was like, whatever, dude. You know,
you going to punk rock shows still,
and by then,
gas.
By then I'd been playing at a club called the Doll Hut that Steve Soto of the Adolescents and Manic Hispanic was booking the shows for. So he God bless that dude. He got me a show every weekend and put money in my pocket.
And this was, who were you playing with?
I was playing with Los Villains then.
Los Villains, all right.
And I was getting my shows in Orange County, and he was booking us every weekend. You know,
nice.
And I work at Laguna Chevron, and that's when I didn't have a car, and I'd ride my bike from Laguna Chevron to a la carte, and I would deliver a food truck, and I'd work in the kitchen with the paisas,
The Mexicanos, right?
and we'd just get drunk all day, and I'd help them scrub. We'd scrub dishes, and I'd fucking deliver the food to all the widows in Orange County, and then I'd ride my bike all drunk to Laguna Chevron and pump people's gas, and I did that, you know.
You're hustling.
I hustled, bro, and then you know did some other shit on the side with my homie and made a little bit of money in full serve at Laguna Chevron, which is a great deal when you're trying to push weight.
Yeah,
and you know did the thing, and then
Laguna probably got a nice upcharge in there.
Yeah,
sounds like a charmed life, right?
Yeah.
Well, you step on it a little bit and you make your money, and that's what we did for a long time. And you know, tragedy struck my family around that time, and I had to go back to LA. You know, I wanted to be by my grandma. I wanted to be by my family. It was just a dark time for all of us. We were going through a lot of things. One of the biggest.
So those were the villains' times.
Those were the villains' times, and that was around the time the Lobos took the biggest break too, next to the pandemic. And I stayed close to my family. And you know, I was in the midst of being I was a fucking maniaco then, dude. I was out of my mind, dude. So.
I know that dude. I remember that guy.
You know him, dude. You knew him. We did some wild shit. And then around that time, I just stumbled into a tattoo shop with Billy. Billy wanted to get a tattoo done.
Probably actually did stumble.
Totally stumbled in there. And as weird as it sounds, Billy's got a design I drew, and they're like, "This is pretty easy. Like I could just tattoo this." I'm like, "Cool." Out comes a kid I knew from back in the day. From the neighborhood back in the Whittier area. He goes, "What are you doing here?" I'm like, "Dude, I'm to bring my homie in." So that night we went and partied. We're hanging out, and then
so he got that tattooed on him.
He got it tattooed on him, and then the dudes that worked there. I knew one of the dudes that worked there, and then we started chopping it up.
But they got the peanut.
Yeah, they got the
peanut. Did you see that?
Well, I got the bag of peanuts in the end. So what happened was I came back and started drawing shit for them all the time.
There you go.
In the tattoo shop. Then I learned from the ground up. I had a traditional apprenticeship. I scrubbed the toilets. I went and got the food. I got hazed.
And which shop was this?
This was a shop in La Habra. I'm not going to speak on it because I actually got fired for being strung out on drugs, which I completely deserved to do.
Yeah.
But before then, in that term of time, I learned from a guy that got me through the door, learned at the Pike in Long Beach. Mm-hmm. And then I went to the Pike in Long Beach, bought my first machine from Rick, who, you know, I learned from essentially. Mm-hmm. And
for those that don't know,
Rick Walters, the legend, man. God bless him. You know, one of the three very close people I lost in about a year's time, and it was tough, but you know, here we are, we're back. And you know, Knucklehead Jason Grant got me in, put me together with Rick. I got sober. Rick said, "You know what? Straighten your life out a little bit." You know, at that point I was pretty strung out. I was hitting some hard times in my life. I'd gotten through tattoo. The minute I started tattooing, because was already in the villains.
Yeah.
I mean, the minute they said, "Okay, you can tattoo your friends," that next day I had fucking friends waiting. I mean, to the point where they were getting kind of celosa. You know?
Yeah.
They're like, "Fuck this fool! Who's this dude? Thinks he's all bad drawing shit on already." You know, so they kind of curbed me, which I probably deserve now that I know, like, hey, slow your roll, you know. But I was trying to get paid, you know. So I was tattooing all my friends, and then I had to get clean. I had to get off of drugs, dude. I was on a bad one, and I mean, me and you had talked during that time. I remember we did that photo shoot that we were just earlier talking about. Me and Carlos were 2 hours late.
Yeah, Esteban. We shot it
right at
the early days at SA Studios, the last one.
You, Scandalous, and Cartoon were so fucking patient, dude. I would have killed me. But, But I couldn't call it the way Cartoon called it. Cartoon, called it. I think Esteban called it. When I got sober, I'd email Cartoon a bunch of times, and he was so cool and helpful with sobriety in the early phases. He's like, stay on the winning path. And he was such a humble, cool guy like that he probably wouldn't even remember sending me all those emails. And if I still had Los Villains at Hotmail, he'd remember. Hotmail account. Shouts to the Hotmail accounts.
An AOL account.
Yeah, man. And he helped me out a lot, man. And I just started, I was kind of just slinging it, staying, trying to get my gears back. And then finally I came back to Rick on my hands and knees. I'm like, I'm sober now. He's all right, dude. Well, let's get you kind of back on the up and up. And he helped me out a lot. And Rick had been sober for a long time, and I learned so much from him. I give him the daddy card, because I come from that lineage of the Pike. Even though I didn't learn at the Pike, I bought my first machine there, and I ended up back in a shop in Fullerton, and then Rick would sit in there and help me out, and then I started doing the convention circuit, and at that time I was working in the booth for these guys that had this hustle, and it was great. And then I started shooting Rick business, and then I gave Rick's daughter her first job in the booth, and we started making bricks of money at the time, just going all the Cow Palace and going all over the place touring these tats. I ended up in Fullerton, and then Mark Mahoney in Hollywood got shorthanded. And Rick called me up and says, "Hey, Mark wants to talk to you." And I said, "Okay, hey, what's up?" And they said, "Hey, we need you over here. Can you sit in?" And sure, okay. And fast forward, I was there for 10 fucking years. So 9 years short of 10.
At Shamrock.
At Shamrock Social Club. I worked in the Sunset Strip for 10 years.
And that kind of goes with what I was saying earlier. I know you worked with a lot of celebrities and high profile people in and out of there, but that shop to me seems like that's kind of part of the way that things are there. It's almost like they don't talk. It is what it is, and it's not a big deal if such and such walks in on this particular day and it gets tattooed. No one really gonna put it out there or talk about it too much because it is what it is, right? Prior
to social media, I gotta give my fam, my brothers at Shamrock their flowers, man. The thing is that they didn't gas it up or hype it up. It was just the spot. It was not said.
That's what I mean.
Where you go.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Exactly. Yeah. And it was cool. And then social media came, and then it became it's just like how hip hop was. Now you brag about having a Pepsi deal.
Yeah.
Where you didn't before, right? Now it's a thing. Now you have to tag these people in the picture. You have to. And maybe just coming from my background, also even prior to working at Shamrock, I'm leaving out a big part of it is one of my best friends, Danny Dringerberg, who's a world famous tattoo machine builder, took me all over the world with him. That's a huge gap that I'm leaving out, and I got my world wings, I went everywhere, Malaysia, Singapore, Scotland, Germany, Amsterdam. While I was at Shamrock, I got to work for Hanky Panky at the tattoo museum because of Danny.
Damn, dude! That's extremely credible. Just those shops that you already mentioned, and
I even had keys for a while because they all went to fucking Barcelona, and it was just me and my wife opening up the shop in the museum. Here we are.
Hanky Panky. Oh, at the museum.
Yeah, dude. I was just hanging out there for by myself.
Had a cafeteria.
It was dope. Yeah. That little shop. I was the only person in that little shop.
So I went there with the other Steve Soto.
Yeah.
Big Sleeps. That was his first time since he had, I guess, got out of prison that he actually got enough, he was able to get his passport and travel. Mm-hmm. And we went upstairs. Tattoo Tony was there, Steve Soto, Lexi. There was a bunch of us. And it was for me, I just felt like it was an honor to even be in that building with the crew and actually working in that building.
Hanky's a G. He's part of the old school, his original shop, and shouts to Running Bear.
How's he doing?
He's great, and shouts to Running Bear, who was one of the mainstays of the old school traveling tattooers that aren't talked about now. the Navajo tattooer. I mean, I went through Europe with him, and he's a savage. He was one of the greatest.
Yeah.
You know, he was one of the old school. Him and Joe Vegas and a couple other people were the old school crew in the red light shop.
Mm-hmm.
And these
Is
are the
that
guys.
shop still there?
Sort of, but it's
I remember
not,
seeing it.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
I walked into it like the first. I think I went in it with the Stevan once actually when we.
That was when Hanky had it, and then there was some unspeakable politics that happened, and then Hanky.
I think I know those. Too.
Yeah, and then Hanky ended up kind of doing his thing, and then he got the museum, and now he's back at Schiffmacher Van Hoeven, I believe, with Tico, who's shouts to those guys. Fucking, I love all those guys, man.
He's still tattooing.
Yeah,
Hanky?
Hanky's the fucking man, dude. I love all those guys.
He
man.
was super cool inside the tattoo museum. We were upstairs, and I had my camera at that time. I was really into photography, and I was able to like manage him a little bit and get some really, really cool pictures.
He's the best. And shouts to Morrison, amazing tattooer. I've tattooed her before. She's so cool. I mean, all those people. I'm so much like my dad. I'm so blessed, man. Like these, I mean, just to have a lineage that goes back to the pike and tattooing and all these great. I'm humbled, you know. Like one of my best friends is Freddie Negretti. I love that guy, man. It's like I talk to him every day. Mostly it's just texts about Star Wars because he doesn't understand.
He's a Star Wars head too.
Yeah, he's gonna be mad. Sorry, Freddie. He's the original Space Cholo.
Undercover.
He's the original Space Cholo. He'll send me texts and go, "What is this guy about? What is that dude?"
Oh yeah.
You know stuff, Freddie. I'm just joking.
I got through The Mandalorian.
Yeah, I love all that.
The Mandalorian. And then that was cool.
Yeah.
And then I started Boba Fett.
Yeah.
I'm not a big Star Wars guy. I mean, but it lost me.
Yeah, well, that's a whole other podcast.
It lost me when, for you, you know what I mean? I can't go that far.
Yeah, no, I get it.
But it lost me when it's mixed in the Mandalorian with the Boba Fett. So I was like, wait a second.
It got too deep.
Yeah, a little bit.
You pull out your cliff notes.
Yeah, it's like, wait a second. Yeah, so I was.
Freddie's pretty on it, though. I'll give you your credit, Freddie. You're on it.
But there's nothing like the what I really liked about. I can't believe. Anyways, Boba Fett was the characters, like the dogs and the animals and the actual Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah, it was cool, man.
And just super, super cool.
And shouts to his friend Robert Rodriguez, who was the showrunner.
That's your friend?
Yeah.
He's a badass. He is directing all those shows.
Well, and they also collaborated on.
We did this.
Well, you guys were Desperado.
And Spy Kids.
Spy Kids. Until he figured out how to do it himself.
Oh.
Because he did.
Smart. Do his own music.
Oh.
Yeah.
Smart guy, dude.
Yeah. He figured it all out.
That's right. I remember you guys were in Desperado.
He inducted us into the Austin City Limits Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
That was the last time I saw him. Still a big kid.
Really?
That's the thing about all of us.
We are. I was just going to say that, Louie. When you said that, I go, well, so are we.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
What is it, Bobby, that why we never grow up?
I know with you and I, it's because we enjoy what we do. And we still, like, enjoy art and music and culture and good conversation and lifestyle. And we keep it moving. Always maybe the inability to sit still for too long. But like our discussion, earlier at lunch, is now we're at a point where we're still enjoying life, but some of our attention is going into other areas, like things that we maybe didn't appreciate as much in the past. We're learning to, for me personally, to appreciate more.
Yeah.
Or put more time into it.
Well, I mean, that's a good segue. I put music in the rearview mirror for a while because my tattoo career was just so busy, and then I kind of decided.
He was good, dude. You see how he did that? That was really good.
What did I do?
That segue, the way he went just boom.
Yeah.
Didn't miss a beat.
We're professional. So
that was good.
Yeah, that's it. That's how he inches people out.
Yeah.
You're starting to annoy me.
We've been doing that for a long time.
You're starting to annoy me. Hey, you know what? You're starting to annoy me.
Yeah. So there it is. All right. So the music was.
Yeah, I had a lever. I wasn't interested in music, and then I was kind of getting to a point where I was like wanting to do more age appropriate music. You know, it's like kind of doing a rootsy thing with my cousin Ruby, and she was kind of a late bloomer into the music, but she was already like doing theater and dancing. She was very talented. She picked up bass fast. She's an amazing singer. My boy Carlos, who was a roadie for the Villains, and then we started a side band, and then he started playing guitar, and then we got Eric Fuller on the drums, and we started playing, started touring with X.
Oh,
we were doing cool shit, and then
put some records out.
We put a record out. I financed it. I had the money at the time. And it did well, man. It was cool. And then, I bought a tattoo shop around that time. And just shy of the years before I, stopped working at Shamrock, I got really just tired of doing the drive, and I had a hard 2018 and 2019,
Didn't you get a motorcycle for a minute?
Yeah, I was riding my bike up there, like,
Fullerton to Hollywood.
For a year.
Yeah.
For a year.
Oof. Yeah.
It takes the fun out of riding.
It put many hairs on my wife's head.
It takes the fun out of riding. Because there's that one bump, too, where it says East LA next 3 exits, and you just, like, gotta remember, and you're like, anyways, it's a whole other story.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so, I got back into music, and we started doing that, and I was still working at Shamrock, and, I guess where it all comes full circle is just before we were getting ready to do the Pacific Northwest tour with X, I get a text from Steve Soto from the Adolescents, and obviously Manic Hispanic was a huge legacy in Orange County punk music. It was a parody group which took old punk songs and made them Chicano.
Yeah,
it's fucking brilliant.
That's what one thing that you and I had discussed. I think people need to understand that it's a parody.
It's absolutely a parody. Yeah. Some people don't understand it. There's kids completely outside of like, what is that?
Who are these dudes trying to be?
It's hilarious because if you want to, we're going to go on the parody tangent too, because Manic Hispanic deserves its own fucking place in the universe. And for people that don't know, there's so many people that do love that band. And Gabby, rest in peace, and Steve, rest in peace. They started this idea and concept. And after Gabby died, Steve took some time off, but Gabby and Steve all wanted Manic Hispanic to go on. Like Steve had this great parable. He said, when the abuela dies at Christmas, Tia has to step up and make the tamales. You don't eat tamales. It's not like you stop eating tamales.
That's right.
He goes, it's got to happen. He goes, when I'm gone, it's got to happen. This is like, it brings people too much happiness. He said that in La Clica podcast before he died. It was very emotional because, then we weren't expecting him to pass away. But rewind. Sorry, I'm jumping ahead.
No, you're good.
He texted me before we were going on the road. He goes, hey, would you ever be interested in singing for Manic Hispanic? And I said, no, absolutely. It's a terrible idea. They're going to tar and feather me for like replacing Gabby, which I wasn't replacing him. But he knew me from the Villains, and all me and Fredo ever did was make fun of songs and change the lyrics and make them Mexican, because that's all anybody does.
Yeah, we did that too.
Rewind.
Yeah, changing the lyrics and talking shit. Yep.
You know who predates Weird Al Yankovic?
Who's
Do you
that?
know who predates him? Lalo Guerrero.
Really?
You know who Lalo Guerrero was?
Yeah.
Lalo Guerrero.
I left my car in San Francisco.
So the first
Up on a hill, it stalled on me.
So now check this out. The first real cataloged parody was The Ballad of Davy Crockett by Lalo Guerrero. Would you say that the first person to do parody music, predating even Weird Al Yankovic, was a Chicano?
There you go.
Pancho
Lopez.
King of Olvera Street. I'm
And then
good.
Elvis Perez, which is one of my
I'll do a
favorite
little
songs.
interpretive
Yeah,
dance
His
for you, David.
name is
Background
Elvis
music's
Perez.
great.
He's making lots of lettuce. Now he's playing the rock and roll. He don't sing with the mariachi. He sings like an Apache. Now he sings a rock and roll.
So, can I find that on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was it. And they backed him up. That was like my deal.
I saw him somewhere. I don't remember where.
Probably
maybe
with
with
them.
you guys.
Probably with them.
Maybe.
So here's bringing it full circle. So Steve wasn't dumb. He was a wise motherfucker. He thought, dude, this dude's been doing. Like, he'd seen us. He goes, if anybody's gonna like have a good mind for this shit, let's just see how it works. And he wasn't even sure what it was gonna be. And then I kept telling him no, but I kept feeding him all these song ideas. I go, this would be funny. Then finally I said, I'll just rehearse with you guys. Saying I sung for Manic Hispanic even at a rehearsal is kind of a flex, right?
Yeah.
So I did it, and everybody's like, this is fucking dope. So I was like, okay, well, I don't know what we'll call it. He's like, oh, it's Manic Hispanic to me, dude. You've done it. And I was like, okay, well, I don't know about all that. but maybe we'll record those songs. Typical Steve. Well, I recorded them already. I said, oh, cool.
Oh,
You took all my ideas. All right, tight, bro. So we got together. We recorded. And we recorded what was going to be the record that we put out last year. And unfortunately, he passed away. He passed away, and then we played a bunch of shows. We killed it. Shows were sold out. I mean, everybody loved it because it was just like, it was natural. It wasn't like, we're replacing this. It was just it was the new progression. It was the mantle of Manic Hispanic was carried into this next generation. Right. We had Gilbert. We had my brother Ephraim, was already in the band, who sings for Voodoo Glow Skulls, Death by Stereo. Shouts to him. Shouts to all the guys in the band who were G's in the game. It was like a super group at the time. People that played with Cadillac Tramps and Social Distortion, all these people that were connected to that group. So I was honored that once I agreed, I was honored to be part of it. And then, unfortunately, my friend passed away. And it kind of broke my heart, because, like, he was always in my life, but then he was in my life a lot. And we became best friends again. And then he was just gone. And unfortunately, 2 months later, I lost one of my brothers at work, one of my best friend's son. Mm-hmm. And then, months later, I lost, my best friend who taught me how to tattoo. It was Rick.
Wow.
So, long story short, I was like, I'm not driving to Hollywood anymore.
Yeah.
I'm too tired. This is taking too much out of me. I just need a break, dude.
Taxes your soul. LA traffic will tax your soul.
And just being somewhere, just having to be present somewhere. I was just going through a lot, bro. I'm not going to lie to you. I was going through a lot. He knows it. I was mentally going through a lot. I needed to take a break. I was gonna hang up music. I was I'm over it.
Yeah.
I'm done with it. I'm done with music. Whatever. And then my buddy came out of nowhere and said, hey, I'm not gonna let you quit music, so would you just sing for this band? Just sing on these songs for me, just as an exercise, just to keep your head out of it. So I did, and that band got an indie record deal immediately. And then before you know it, we're touring, And this was while my Manic Hispanic was on hiatus. And
which band was that?
The Volturas.
Okay.
And that's with Rob Malucky, Eric Fuller, and now currently Matt Freeman from Rancid on bass.
Dope.
Fast forward, we start touring. We go on tour with Matt Freeman's other band. Shouts to Charger and Lars, Old Firm Casuals. Went on tour with them. And came back and just started crushing it. And we played punk rock bowling. We did everything. I was like, whoa. And I was like, man, life's starting. And then, we played for Steve Soda's birthday, and then our brother Elvis Cortez, who's from Left Alone in the Rancid camp with all those guys, decided to jump in the gang and fill in for Steve Soda. Put out the record. Record blew up, selling out shows again. It's like, wow, the future's looking bright. And then the whole world shut down for 2 fucking years.
Yay!
Current. Now we're current.
Well, after all that, I'm exhausted.
Now we're current.
Okay. And Bobby never got 3 words in there.
Now go. Now go. I just want to get it all out.
And you're back at doing shows with Manic Hispanic. Shows are happening. So, and then you have one here in San Diego, Cinco de Mayo, right? Oh, maybe you don't. So that wait. We didn't say anything else.
Yeah.
Possibly. We're going to clean that up. Possibly.
Don't edit it.
Fuck it. Yeah, possibly. We're working on a show.
Manic might be coming to San Diego.
Possibly.
Back up.
Soon. In that month between April
dropping?
and June.
When is this dropping?
I don't know. Maybe 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
Yeah,
like that.
we'll be good by then. Yes. Fucking yes.
Yeah. So, but how many? So the record's out. So you guys are gonna tour to support the album.
The Volturas are gonna start.
Damn, so you're still actively doing both
two busy ass bands and a busy
you're
shop.
You're doing 2 bands, 2 shops.
No. Just I'm only at one shop.
Next time I see you, I need to get my Lobos tattoo.
I got you. I'll come down here before that tentative show.
Yeah.
And I'll do it on you.
Yeah. I mean, who else would do it? Has your dad tried tattooing yet?
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Like, he could tattoo me.
Yeah.
He's down. Look at him. He's like, he'll do it.
Hey, man, try your hand at heart surgery, too. Let's see what happens, you know? It's fun. It's just a fun thing to do.
Now.
¿Verdad? Dude, that would be kind of dope though.
Try your hand at heart surgery?
No, cold lab Lobo piece. That would.
Yeah. Sure.
Anyways,
I don't care.
Anyways,
I'm fucking good with it.
so passion. So tattooing and music, right? So where are you feeling the most? Is it an even thing, or are you enjoying music more? Or are you more leaning towards? Because I know you like to paint and you draw and you still are real artistic and what do you think?
It's tough because when we closed for a while and then I got time to paint again, which I forgot that I could paint.
And you're also featured in Street Legacy. We're excited to see what you bring to that show.
I'm honored, and you've always included me in things. I did that one on the battleship. That I gotta get that book for that.
Yeah, did you went to that? Oh, I saw you there.
I
That's
went
right.
there.
That's
It was
right.
fucking amazing.
Yeah, it was a good show.
So cool, man. Yeah. And I got to paint again. I don't get to paint that much. I was like, holy shit, I can. I had all that time off. I made a flash set during the lockdown, and then I was the opposite. My brain I have to do shit, or I'm just detrimental to myself, So I drew. I made a flash set. I painted. I did commissions. Did a little tattooing at one point, and then before you know it, the turned into the shop being open again.
Yeah.
And then we're blasting again, and then life started again. Picked up, and then
he avoided the question. See, he's good, dude. Mm-hmm. He thought I wasn't gonna get right.
It's tough,
he
dude.
He learned something.
I can't figure it out. I think I need both.
Yeah.
When I think of because I remember my clients, whenever I have a tattoo client, I go, yeah, well now tentatively touring all through May, and my client go, oh, so, and you can see the fear in their eyes. They go, so that'd be good. You don't have to tattoo so much anymore. I go, no, don't trip, fool. You're thinking about your shit.
Right.
I need to tattoo, not just
So Louie's probably gonna be tattooing out of the lower left, doing some. So hit him up if anybody's looking to do something in San Diego. He'll be here, just coming and hanging out. And when he does, when the show happens in San Diego, he'll be out here.
I'll come the day before.
If he feels like tattooing,
we'll do some
I know he's got one appointment, so
I'll come the day before. We'll fucking sling him all day, dude.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I love to tattoo and I love to do music, and you know what? It goes through phases with me.
So you just called it equal.
It's got to be right now.
All right.
Because
fair enough.
It's tough, man, because when it's too much of either, I'm a Gemini, dude. What can I say? It's
there it is.
Could be.
It's both halves of my personality.
Hey, so you and I have had this discussion regarding the tattoo industry and how there's been a big explosion or
about 3 of them in the last 20 years, right?
Not just a lot of people entering into tattooing.
Yeah.
A lot of, and not maybe culturally. For me, I see more people getting tattooed and tattoos being more acceptable.
Yeah.
With that being said, it's a lot of new tattooers as well.
Sure.
What do you, in your opinion, what do you attribute this huge explosion in tattooing to?
Well, the old me would have said it was kind of unconventional because, like I told you, there were these waves, right? In the '90s, it was all the new school guys, and even before that, it was Ed Hardy doing private custom tattooing, and that kind of revolutionized street tattooing, correct? And then you had the first reality TV wave that crashed with the Miami Ink and all that stuff, and LA Ink, and then that brought in people, and then I guess you had that wave almost 10 years ago, 6 or 7 years ago with Ink Master, and then this last one during the pandemic. I mean, everybody's seen the surge of tattooers, and I really personally think it had to do with Ink Master going to Netflix, because within syndication you have to watch it at a certain time, right? But then you had all these kids who have been tattooing about a year now, 2 years, who are probably just sitting at home fucking watching Netflix going, oh shit, I can order tattoo gear on Amazon right now while I'm watching this shit. Now, the old me who had a traditional apprenticeship would find it very unconventional. But I've also realized that from seeing people that I knew, like Rick and Freddie, that kind of learned unconventionally. Unconventionally meaning without an apprenticeship. And then, I had a great artist.
Freddie had his apprenticeship in
the penitentiaries.
Yeah, busted.
And Rick had an unconventional apprenticeship being a biker and then eventually running the Pike.
So those are kind of conventional.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Sort of. Yeah. But by circumstance,
Yeah,
correct?
right.
So you find your way into a structure. So I guess that's what I'm getting at, is that within this way of just finding your way in, if you find structure, then you kind of become part of the ethos, right? So you're getting this new wave of people that just kind of like, they're not street shop, they didn't apprentice, and they just kind of fell into it, and they'll either survive or they won't. And some of them won't because half of being in a shop. We overtime here?
No, we're good. I can't even read. No, we're good.
I don't know. More than half of them won't survive because half of what learning how to do a craft is learning how to associate with people and learn how they.
I think what it
play
is
cards
too is
with them.
you're a traditionalist because of
Sort of.
of your peers and the people that taught you how to tattoo. I see a lot of that too. Like there's really. An apprentice will come in and I'm like, are you going to have them clean your floor? Are you going to have them set up for you? Are you going to have them book your appointments? Are you going to have them greet your customers? Are you going to have... No.
Paint the fence, sand the floor, dude. There's a reason why.
No, he's just going to watch me. Like, I've heard a lot of this stuff and I'm like, well, Holmes, if you teach this person how to tattoo and you're schooling them and this person in the next, 5 years is going to make $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, this is his school. An education costs something, so you're allowing this. So I believe in the traditional apprenticeship, is what I'm saying. Is you have somebody that has to. You show up, you're set up. Your appointment will be here at this time. Have them, clean the floor, like whatever. Clean your equipment, clean the mirrors. Do everything to learn that tattooing isn't just about picking up a machine and like really school these people and get them.
I'm not as hardline as I used to be, but I've only had one apprentice, and she had it hard. And shouts to Tina Tattoo at Instagram. She rips, dude. And you know what? She paid for her own car and her own house by the means of a craft that she earned.
That's right.
And what I think, and she'll tell me all the time, I'm so grateful that I had a real apprenticeship because she learned how to appreciate shit. She learned,
what? I think me personally, or a person that's really, really passionate about tattooing, a traditional apprenticeship would feel right. It would feel good. It would feel something that once you got through it, it'd be a true accomplishment, other than just looking over someone's shoulder and whatever it was.
Well,
and not. I don't know. I guess it depends on
right?
who's looking over your shoulder.
Well, not just that, but I mean, how much more do you appreciate that can of Coke after you walked all the way up the hill to get it?
Yeah,
it's crazy. You're like, damn, that shit tastes good.
Exactly.
If you just go to the fucking fridge and grab it, it's a Coke,
Yeah.
But fuck, man, like I had this talk. This guy,
absolutely,
this guy from Prague was sitting in last night. I got people from all over the world coming to work with me now, and I'm very appreciative that I'm honored that. Who the fuck am I? How do you know who the fuck I am? These people want to come, get a little fucking, let me talk their ear off and bore them to death, and I. I was telling the other day, it's like, the parable to me is like the elevator and the stairs. It's like there's only so much room in the elevator, and some people get to the elevator, and once they get to the top, they get so bored they jump off, the roof or whatever. But the people that take the stairs, everybody has to take the stairs. Right. Only a few people fit in the elevator, and everybody has to take the stairs. You meet so many people on those stairs, and you're all taking the long way up that you forge these friendships. And by the time you get to the top, you're fucking like, whoa, dude, this is the shit.
I'd be too tired to jump.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's good.
You're just like, fuck, this is the shit. And that's not to take anything away from these people that just look over the shoulder and learn. It's just, I think the ratio.
I'm sure there's a lot of great tattooers now.
There's gotta be
that have done that.
There's gotta be.
I just think it kind of.
A lot of them are gonna get weeded out though too.
Not just that is the traditional tattoo culture is changing so much.
Yeah, it's different.
I from first time I got tattooed was in Tattoo Mania. Yeah. I think Mark was in there with Cartoon tattooed me in there, and I remember seeing what was going on. And then later on, when he went to Spotlight, is going into Spotlight and going into different tattoo shops and seeing the apprentices and seeing what they were going through and how they got treated and how they got. Shouts
to Charlie and Bob.
Yeah, man,
those are good friends too.
Is not just the apprenticeship part of tattooing, but also, kids that have zero, I'll probably get some shit for this, but respect for the culture, that are going straight for the neck, or they're going straight for the face, or they're going like people that have no
SoundCloud rappers.
Yeah, or people that, there's a difference if you're an OG and you're established and you've put in some time and some work and you want to get something, say, on your hand, you've earned it. You're there. You go ahead. You go straight for the hand.
Yeah.
Or then you see dudes that have like full necks and they got shit on their face. They take their shirt off and they ain't got shit.
They used to call that the Warped Tour bodysuit.
That's how they were, huh?
Yeah, because it's just the visible shit.
Yeah.
But look at now in a culture, now we're just going to look like a bunch of fucking boomers and dinosaurs for saying that. Because now we have to integrate.
That's what I was saying. Like,
we're integrating into a culture where now we have to go, hey, that's the new normal. How do we, as my friend Danny Dreamer would say, pull them correct? How do we pull them correct?
It's tough.
You can, though. You can, because like the guy, shouts to El Diablo Mayor, who was sitting in at the shop. He just learned on the streets in Mexico, and I can learn so much from him. And he's so humble because he's not this dude. Like, he's like, I want to learn. I fucking love this shit. They didn't have a lot of traditional tattooing in the hardest streets of La Guerrero, Mexico.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, fuck, this is dope. There's like, these guys we don't want to trade information,
Yeah.
So a substitute to traditional tattooing is being willing to be teachable on both ways.
Yeah.
Like, so if I'm a traditionalist, I want to be teachable too. I want to learn things. I want to try out all the shit.
Well, that's the thing, man. We're always learning, and we recognize these things. And I guess the point that I was saying, I think there's, because I'm also a traditionalist in so many realms to a degree, but I'm also down to work with what's new, and I understand progression, I understand growth, I understand change, I understand all that thing. But I think it's also important. Maybe people don't want to follow some of those traditions, but at the very least, they know they existed, and to understand, like, this is how they used to do it.
Well,
it's
the respect of the history,
the roots,
and the tradition.
Exactly.
I mean, you have to have some kind of foundation, no matter what it is you do.
It's like you being a musician. Like, you obviously have those that influenced you, inspired you, and people you look up to, and it's important that you know who your I don't know if forefathers is the right word, but who
predecessors, protege,
and how they became who they were. Right. So just to educate yourself on your trade,
your lineage.
It's a no trivial thing, though. I mean, there is a payoff to having deep rooted knowledge of where your craft comes from.
That's the shit, right?
Yeah, that is. Because otherwise, the way I look at it, and maybe this, coming from an old guy like myself, otherwise you're just hovering.
Yeah.
You're not grounded to something, and especially with such a beautiful and deep tradition of any kind of art form, and as far as tattooing would fit right in there too. It's got to be grounded somewhere. Rooted, grounded, and from there everything grows. Right?
Badass. See?
Right?
He's badass.
I mean, I'm grateful. I
had
to make needles. I had to make needles for the whole shop. They'd fucking just give me a fucking bowl of speed and lock me in the shop, and I'd make needles for the whole shop. I'd solder them all night. And, dude, I mean, that's one thing I don't miss. Like, pre-made tattoo needles. Whew, cool, dude. I'll take them all day. I don't ever want to smell solder or flux for the rest of my life.
You appreciate it.
Yeah, dude, I've been tattooing for 23 years now. It's
yeah.
fucking crazy, dude. Now I'm the new old school, as they would say.
That was perfect what your dad said.
Yeah.
Like, it's important to have those. How are we looking here?
I didn't even know what time it is.
Cut it.
120. Is there anything that we missed? Anything that you want to talk about? Come on. There's got to be something.
I don't know.
Yeah?
I mean, yeah, we could go on. We can pontificate on life in itself.
So where are you headed right now? What's next what's next 6 months to a year? And then plug your IG.
Okay, so Manic Hispanic just recorded 2 new songs. We're going to be pushing those with probably some
unreleased
songs. I'm going to play them for you because you'll get a kick out of them.
Okay,
and we're going to push those, and those are probably going to be on some sort of platform and maybe some sort of other podcasts. Who knows? And then some shows, probably around May, because that's the Cinco de Mayo run. And then the Volturas are going to do some shows. We're going to tour a little bit. And then I'm just going to do a lot of tats and a lot of art and probably do another flash set, no ballpoint pen again, because those sold really fast. I was really grateful, you know?
So you did a limited amount of those.
Yeah. And
So
they
sold
fast.
Sold. Done.
Sold.
Not,
Before,
not to reproduce.
No, I mean, I may do a rerun of them just because I did so many limited, you know, but it was all ballpoint pen, 12 sheets, went quick. So I'm going to do another set of that. I have those laid out. I got to paint for an art show that I haven't even started yet.
It's all right.
Got to do that. Play some shows, hang out, stay one step ahead of the law.
That's right. And watch the Jefe and the Lobos get close to the 50 year.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a big deal, man.
Yeah,
that's a huge deal, and I can imagine how proud you are.
Yeah,
just of that accomplishment and knowing that. I don't think your dad walking into the building today. I mean, he did. Maybe he did, but the magnitude of it, like, because we've been talking about it with, you know, Johnny, you and I, and he's been talking about it a little bit too, but really looking at it like, holy fuck, no one's done anything like this ever.
No, especially both of, I mean, this is the first time we've actually hung out for a length of time, like maybe the third time in 2 years.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Between our schedules and, you know.
I can't remember us taking a ride down the 5 freeway.
Anytime. You guys already know you have an open invitation here at the pad. If you know, I'll come up. I love hanging out with you.
I was just trying to be safe too. I didn't want to give him the see that I'm rolling around in the dirt all the time. You know, who the fuck knows?
Yeah.
I've already been there.
I mean, I'm double vaccinated, whatever. And I got the and then I got the natural one too.
I got both vaccines. I got the booster. I didn't get COVID, but I had like a couple weeks ago. I had like a bad cold.
Yeah,
could have been it.
Could have been.
We both got COVID,
but it
so
tested
that's cool.
I tested 4 times negative, but it felt like it because I lost my taste.
Yeah,
I had mocos.
Yeah,
no, you did. You just had to wait. You had to get it. You had to test in the middle of it.
I did.
Really?
I tested 4 times.
I don't know.
I tested 3 times at the pad, and then once.
It?
But it pretty much kicked my ass. Whatever it was, not bad. Like I have friends that did not get are 0 vaccinated, and these dudes were writing. One dude told me, "Dude, I was serious. Like all jokes aside, I was writing my will." He goes, "I thought I was going to die." And then another homie, I seen him, and he said the same thing. He was over it, wearing a mask, and I never seen this dude with a cane. He was so weak still. He's like, "This shit fucked me up."
I didn't, dude. It was like the Diet Coca colds for me, but I did lose my smell and taste, and then you know, it kicked my wallet's ass because it couldn't work for about a week. But it was it, you know. It was just
I had
like,
a stuffy nose. That was it. Nothing
you
else.
got nothing, dude. You got nothing when you got it.
I was in Hawaii. I had no idea what was going on.
Playing out there?
Yeah. And then I got home and tested. Bam, there it was.
What are the Hawaii shows like?
They're good. They're really good.
Nice.
I got to see Big Island and Mike.
Yeah, I think you probably know Mike.
Yeah.
Mike?
Big shouts to Big Island. Yeah, you might
He's
know.
a different Mike, which maybe there's...
Hawaiian dude.
Hawaiian guy.
Tats on his face.
Oh, yeah, I know
You know
of
of
him.
him.
I think we have...
I sent him to meet you,
I
but
think
you
we have
weren't
mutual friends.
Yeah, you weren't at the thing when I sent him to go meet you, but he's still...
I definitely have
You
heard
know
of
who
him.
he is.
Shout out him.
Yeah.
And there's another Mike that I know out there named Mike Malone, who's also in the...
Mike Malone. Oh, well, no, wait.
Not that Mike.
Not
Different Mike.
China Sea Mike.
No.
Malone. All right.
Different Mike. I think that's his last name.
Okay.
But anyways, man, pleasure.
Yeah,
I'm honored to, like I said, honored to have you guys in the building.
LP2 on Instagram.
LP.
And then,
so it's LP. There's a dot in there or anything?
L underscore. No, what is it? L.
we're pushing his Instagram on my podcast. That's how we
That's
roll
okay.
here.
Well,
That's right.
So I'm at Louie Perez 3 at Instagram.
Yeah, mine's all complicated. It's done.
You can also follow Tip Top Tattoo Parlor at Instagram.
Okay.
LP3 and the Tragedy at Instagram. The Volturas at Instagram. And Grupo Manic Hispanic at Instagram. I'm fucking connected to all kinds of
there
shit.
you go.
And this is so unmemorable.
Louie Perez.
LP
The second.
949.
949.LP2.
If you want to see food and dogs.
949
No.
dot.
No. Was probably the first one, the landscapes.
LP2.
You see
this
this guy
is-
going by on a bicycle.
The legendary.
That's it. That's it.
Probably one of the.
That's all we
honestly,
get to see.
Honestly, I'm gonna say this is probably one of the baddest dudes I know. Like, I have so much respect and love for this dude. Like,
Well, I got love
Man,
for you,
dude.
man.
No,
You're in the ground floor. You've always
but
supported
I'm
us
just saying,
too, man.
dude. Like, this dude is a rarity. Like, this not
nice.
just.
Well, he's
just,
like
you
a
know,
surrogate dad for you. You know, you were like you were always so. And then me, I was just the little dude on the side that was like partying with
How
you,
many
giving
years
you
apart
headaches.
are you?
a lot. Do we gotta go there?
He's
I
45.
thought we weren't gonna do math.
Yeah, you don't put that in for
Well,
too much
we're not doing
information.
it.
This thing, too much information.
A lot. So put it
lot.
like this: I think you and I are like 10 years apart.
Sure. Okay.
The difference is me and him used to party together.
Now it's riddling.
11,
Yeah.
11.
11
I think
years.
What brought us together is like I would come down
But we
here
look
and
good
play
as
shows.
fuck, huh, Louis?
Are you kidding? Look
It's
at
all
me.
right. Your gray's showing more than
Yeah.
mine.
Yeah,
I'm gonna cover mine.
that's right.
Yeah.
So
I do this on purpose. So I'm going to let it grow back brown.
he almost had.
That's a
He
wild
just
joke.
cut his hair. I seen him. He was all the way new. He had a
that's it.
ponytail and stuff.
I'm so
Why'd you
glad
cut
he
it?
cut it.
Sunday night, I just got tired.
Just
I'm
this
so
Sunday.
glad.
Just a Sunday.
I hated it long like
Why?
that.
Monday,
I
I
didn't
just
like
No,
it.
what did you call it? Your country?
Oh no, yeah, I'll show it to you in a minute.
Was your
It's-
country music
like,
dude?
outlaw country?
I don't know. I guess
Hey, you know what, Louis? He could do whatever.
he can do whatever, but I'm
He
still
can
his
do-
son. I thought it looked whack. He looked like Jeff White or like one of those weird.
You know what I've
comedians.
learned? Like my kids, especially Isaac, both the boys. Not as much my daughter because my daughter's more. She's fashionable, but she's got a different, taste and style. But the
Yeah.
boys sometimes go far out. And I learned a couple years ago, I can't tell them shit. Like, just you guys do you.
Well, he told me not to do music, and what did I do?
Whoa,
Let me see.
dude, that's
Yeah.
a good look.
What did I say? That comedian that from Texas. All the pod kids are gonna laugh. You look exactly like that.
No, that's a
fucking
good
dude right
look,
there.
Louis. I like that.
I don't like it. I think
Yeah.
it's silly.
Oh, so you cut off your goatee too?
No, actually, it's all right with the hat.
It looks
all
good.
right with that.
It looks
You're
good.
a little crypt keeper without it, but you're all right.
So the Louie Perez, Los Lobos, Louie Perez, El Tercero, the third, Manic Hispanic, Los Vulturas. I did it, right?
Yeah.
Los Vulturas, Tip Top Tattooer. Stay tuned for, hopefully he'll be performing here in San Diego.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Around May.
Yes.
I'll give you a ring and we'll update stuff that's coming up for us. Not the regular gigs,
Yeah.
but kind of important events.
Yeah. And then hopefully maybe we can make something happen. I'll show you what we were talking about earlier.
That'd be great.
Yeah, so
That
but
would
we may have some surprises for you, but here we are, Lower Left Podcast, 17th and Island, San Diego, California. Los Lobos from East LA. Man, dude, thanks again. Love you guys.
Love you too, man.
And we're out.
All right.
Peace.